Hello everybody, and welcome to the tutorial that I talked about in a previous episode. We're going to go over some basics today, and the goal is to get a basic idea of how this was made. Now this is pre-programmed. I built it on my Let's Play series for the SMP. And I went through and did some testing and did some programming so that we had a working, functioning robotic arm. I think it's pretty cool. By the way, it can't grab anything because it kind of glitches out. What is that? Oh, lava. But I wanted to do this in survival on the StarSquadron server for a couple reasons. One, I prefer to play in survival, and two, this is completely easy to do in survival. It's not really hard. It's a little bit hard when you're fighting gravity and stuff, but no big deal. So as you can see, completely functioning. Running through the program. Over here we have a counter clock. This counts the amount of cycles that it goes through and shuts it off after, I believe, 3 cycles. So after the 3 cycles it will shut itself off and go back. Well, it'll shut itself off at the default position, so that way we always have it ready to go, and I will explain all this in due time. First things first, we're going to go over a few blocks that, if you think about them in a programming sense, it kind of makes sense. And even if you don't have programming experience, they're pretty basic. So these are your activation modules and your activation module buttons. And these are what I call the ifs. Okay, in programming you have terms that are pretty basic and common. So these are the ifs. This is what I call the if and some buts. Wait. So we'll explain that. So you got ifs and you got ands. So let's say if this is connected to that, and if this is connected to that, one button won't do anything, but 2 buttons. So you have to have this and this and this to activate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut that off. Alright, now we have this. This is the not gate. This is basically just a reversal of signal. Kind of like if you imagine, like say you need something on. Okay, if it's not active, it's on. So you make it active, it goes off. See? Okay, so, and this will all come into play later, but let's go ahead and disconnect that. Alright, so now here we have what I call the wait. This is the delay. It causes a delay in time. So it takes a second and then repeats the signal. This is actually a ½ second, so for every second you need, you can pretty much double that. Alright, so those are the basic blocks. In programming, the button and the delay are probably your most important in this type of programming. Okay, so we're going to do a few basic programs. Let me explain this first. Okay, these are all the buttons controlling each joint, up and down. So you got up, down, up, down, up, down, and this one controls the claw. Okay, and each of these is connected to a wireless signal, which is connected to the different joints. Over here, this is connected to the rail rotator, and we have it set up with clockwise and counterclockwise, and over here we have the activation modules to extend it to from either 1/8 of a turn to, oh, let's go ahead and do this. So you have 1/8 of a turn to a full turn, and these buttons basically just activate these. Okay, so hopefully I don't have anybody lost here. Now these are just an extension of those buttons over there, laid out in a kind of a logical order, because I didn't really set that up logical, and then I went ahead to did the program over there. So we're going to work over here. Alright, we have these two buttons here, which these are the rotation. See? So it rotates. This is the up and down of the lower arm, the up and down of the mid arm. Then we have the up and the down of the hand. Now in the hand, let me see if I can get in a position we can see it. The hand has a claw on it. I just kept this basic, and that is pretty much it right there. Now with all these functions here, we can program it to do certain things like I did with that. Let's go ahead and start a program. So first things first, we are going to, let's go ahead and start over here. Let's program it to, well, I think actually, no? Okay, so if we put the hand up, that arm down, it goes flush. Okay, so we need that up, hand down. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to program it to do that. Whoops. Okay, so what we need is we're going to need a delay, connected to a delay, connected to a delay, connected to a delay. There we go. Now we only have a few functions, so let me see. Let's go with this one first. So first things first, it's going to what? We need to move the hand up. Okay, so that's going to move the hand up. Okay, then we need this lower one, this one here, to come down. Now that only took one delay. Okay, well now we're going to take a pause, so we're going to wait a second. So we're going to cause an action, wait, and then it's going to react. So let's give it 2. Alright, so the second one, we need it to come up, and just for the sake of it, we're going to do this. Now it's going to come up, the hand's going to be at an angle, so we need the hand to come back down so it stays level. So secondary is going to do that. So let's see what it does now. Okay. So it was down, so we had to cycle through it. Okay. So that's that. Now we have 2 more blocks here. Actually, let's go ahead and do that one to open. And then let's do this one to there and close. Okay, up, open, close. So that right there is a string of commands. Pretty simple. Things you need to remember when doing physical motion is that starting point. If you don't return to the starting point, it's most likely going to bind up. I mean, if you go over and hyperextend that arm and you start right there, it's going to be, well, actually we can go ahead and do this. Alright, so it still works, but it's in the wrong position. So let's take it back to the position and run it again. So that's how it works. If we want to go ahead and extend it more, we can actually cause it to rotate. Alright, so at this point, basically what we have is a combination of sequences that really doesn't do much, but looks cool. Okay, so that is a basic program. And like I said, these over here are different type of programs. See if I can get to where I can show you this. Okay, so that opened up. See, these are pre-programmed systems that I put in for the sheer purpose of just showing it off. But we'll get into more detailed programming later. Alright, well that's going to be it for now. I hope you're understanding the logic here and the different blocks that you use. And we'll get back to this at a later time. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.